not even like a real, like not even. I was about to say, not even like a
So
real
you need
restaurant.
some water, bro?
I know, hiccup. That was crazy.
Hiccup.
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 The hiccup.
Yeah.
Where are you from, man?
I don't know. That was weird. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OafDiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift. With me, as always, Mr. Brent.
Doing it for the culture today.
Yeah.
Shayna.
Just to be honest, all these girls look like a Build-A-Bay.
And Webb.
It looked like he died, and it's like, well, I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OafDiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift, the man with the gift here to uplift, always on time and never switching shifts. With me, as always, and with me to my left, Mr. Webb.
What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, brother. We are waiting on Brent to hopefully get back home here within the next few minutes, and then he will join at that time. But until then, we're going to get started and kind of go through what we've been going on. I'll just start out. As far as weeks go, like we always like to do, we always like to start off with the weeks and what we've been up to, what kind of crazy shit's happening. I've actually been out of town all week until Friday, covering the UK basketball team down in Atlanta. That was always fun. Anytime going to Atlanta, it's always a good time.
Well, depending on what time do people see this, the UK basketball game during March Madness for 2018.
Yeah, okay. Sweet 16, which was at Phillips Arena is where they had it this year. Unfortunately, Cats lost. It sucks. Yeah. But I still think it was a good season, especially compared to the fact that I think most people, especially people even in and around Lexington and Kentucky in general, probably didn't have that much faith in this team going into the season, or even through most of the season up until they got like into the SEC tournament, and then they won that, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay."
I sure didn't.
So that was kind of a funny thing about that. But one of the things that was that's always funny to me, because I have family in Atlanta. I've been going to Atlanta for years, and the thing that always amazes me is the cultural. The cultural difference between Atlanta and everywhere else,
right,
is so apparent, like immediately. Like,
why do you think it got a show by itself?
I know, right?
Exactly. And a movie.
Exactly. And it's just one of those things. It's not even like a thing just about the racial difference, but it's the fact that, like, as soon as you get into Metro Atlanta, I saw a cop had somebody pulled over. The cop was black. The person in the car was black. And the person passing the person that was in the car was black. Like, it was just immediate. As soon as you get into Metro Atlanta, that's like, it's amazing the concentration of African Americans that are in that city. And it's great. It's awesome because it just bleeds, the culture just bleeds through every single thing, no matter where you are in that city. And I love it. I always will have a special love for Atlanta. But it was a good time. It was a good time being down there. It was a good time being down there around a bunch of other media people and stuff from around the country, covering their teams from Chicago to Kansas, and obviously everybody from here in the state. So it was a good time. A lot of hard work, a lot of fun too. Like I told you before we started recording, my family had a suite at the Phillips Arena, so that was fun getting to watch the game with them and catch up with them and just hang out during the games. But yeah, it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. I enjoyed it. Other than that, kind of got back and immediately started trying to catch up on the games I'd been missing or that I hadn't played. Fell back into the Warframe hole. Just nosedived right back into that cocaine pile again. Because it's one of those things. It's one of those games that's always been funny because it's always been free to play. It's always been a good free to play model, and it's always been a game that's been crazy supported since its inception originally. And it was kind of just like the creation of it. It was kind of just like a hedge bet. They were just like throwing stuff at the wall, hoping something worked. Otherwise, they basically were going to be screwed. And this paid off like 10, 20, got 100-fold. And it's just funny to go back to it after I played it. Like, God, because it was like one of the PlayStation 4 launch games.
Oh, okay.
It was free, still is free, and it seems like it's going to be free as far as like for the foreseeable future. But it's one of those things to like play it then, and then obviously come back to it like a few years later, and all the stuff they've improved and built upon and everything. And I'm loving it again. But yeah, other than that, kind of the same old thing. Having fun with that. Probably we'll be playing that forever because it has no end in sight. But yeah. With that being said, until Brent gets here, how's your week been, brother?
Well, let me preface this, just in case I start. Well, shit, I already did. Just in case I start slurring even further, I just got back from brunch.
Nice.
Not even 15 minutes before I got. Yeah, like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I showed up and was ready for the podcast.
Let's
so
go.
I got a couple of mimosas in me.
Yep. It's always good, like you said. It's always good to go into a podcast.
Just a little bit of buzz. Like there's certain levels, and the best way to determine how buzzed you are is to look at yourself in the mirror and gauge the reaction you give yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror.
So if it's just like outright laughter,
Yeah, if you sit there, like if you look at the, I think I found 4 layers.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is.
That's good. That's
so
really good.
You got a good thing going.
That's
you got a
good.
good thing going.
Yeah,
the second one is
Okay, that's good.
That's even better.
Yeah.
That's like that's the happy phase. That's the very
there's some
happy
elongation on the tone. I hear that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Third phase, you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, you need to tone it down a little bit.
Okay,
you need to sit there and back it up. It was like, oh wow,
Yeah,
just kind of look
it's
at yourself.
Right. Okay.
And
that
the
works.
fourth layer, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, oh, that's when you know you fucked up. You did way too many. You did way more than you should have.
I like how it's an over the hill thing where you got like it's all uphill laughter, and then all of a sudden it's just nosedive.
And then you just kind of just, ugh.
You're like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it.
Why?
Right. Yeah.
But
God,
what has been helping?
That's perfect.
What has been helping is that for the past week now, I've been drinking a gallon of water per day.
Okay.
And I haven't, with the exception of these mimosas and some green tea,
Gotcha.
I haven't had anything else to drink for a week.
Oh, nice. Been drinking green tea all goddamn day. I like that. Okay. That works.
With that, and like, with the exception of having to piss so damn much,
Right. Yeah.
it feels good because
Yeah.
like you actually have like a certain goal that you can set for yourself.
Right.
Because granted, if you were to get yourself 8 hours of sleep per day,
Right.
I mean, granted, not everybody's going to be able to do that, but
Right.
if that's what you aim to do,
Yeah.
then you're up for 16 hours in a day.
Right.
All you got to do in order to get a gallon of water is drink 1 cup every hour that you're woke. And then boom, you're done with it. You got a gallon before it's time for bed.
That makes sense. Because it's always funny because you always look at like a lot of times when people look at that goal, especially the water goal, they usually obviously have like a big jug.
Yeah.
And they usually, like a lot of people will put lines on it, like to like mark it, like kind of motivational type thing.
Yeah.
But when you look at it in that mass quantity, a lot of people get overwhelmed by that. They're like, that's a lot of fucking water. Because you're thinking to yourself, like, especially if you're not like being active on a kind of like repetitive basis, right? Exactly. If you're not constantly being active, especially if you're not, if you don't have a job where you're like fucking running around like a crazy person, or on your feet all day, the thought of drinking water when you're not thirsty to a lot of people is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Which is a funny thing. Welcome to another episode of OAF Fitness, by the way. P90 OAF.
Another edition, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's always the funny thing about it, especially when it comes to water. Because like when you're working out, it's like you fucking chug it like it's nobody's business. Or I like drink it moderately because you can obviously drink too much and then you can make the workout harder.
Or like cramps and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something I remembered from middle school. I think it was like near the end of middle school, beginning of high school, where somebody was going like, oh, there was this contest at a radio station where they were trying to see how much water you can drink within like an hour. And then this woman, it was all for an Xbox, if I remember correctly. It was either Xbox or Xbox 360. I can't remember now. Okay. And this woman won, but she died shortly after.
Yeah.
Because she drank so much in such a short amount of time.
You drown yourself,
and
basically.
It was kind of like drowning, but at the same time, there was also like a certain level of like your kidneys not being able to process that much within such a short amount of time.
Right.
That's what I remember from there. And it was kind of like, everybody's kind of like, oh, I don't know about water. But then.
That's funny. That's a good example.
I don't know about water. But lately on the. And my voice cracked and shit. But lately on the timeline, which is funny, like everybody's starting to drink water like it's cool now.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Hurt Bay? That video from
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so then like they did a year later to recap together and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was going like, "Oh, I've been doing good, you know, drinking water, exfoliating." I was like, "Really? That's the reason you drunk water?" And so to get your granted, that's a symptom of being well hydrated. But that ain't the reason you sit there and drink water. You ain't sitting there just like, and motherfuckers sitting there doing that to be cool and going like, oh, your pussy sit there and smell, like tastes like blah, blah, blah. You need to be drinking water. It's like, you should be drinking water anyway. What are you, what are y'all doing?
Exactly.
Y'all quit trying to quantify, like quit trying to like put that as like a status symbol.
It's
like, oh, I drink water. So you know my shit's where it needs to be. It's like,
what?
God,
I'm
thanks for indicating that you're healthy.
Right.
That's all that is.
Yeah, it's become a fashionable thing to I guess have have your bottle, like your water bottle, your fancy water bottle walking around, or like drinking water. It's become more of a, which I guess is a good thing because everybody, I mean, you should be healthier in general. But one of the things that tripped me out that I saw that was funny is, you know, like water bottles have a very, like, a lot of times, usually, when you think a water bottle, it's usually a larger, round, cylindrical shape.
Yeah.
My girlfriend came to me one day and was like, I want you to give me this water bottle. I was like, all right, that's fine. And we looked it up, and it's flat. It's like about half an inch thick, but it's about as big as a laptop. So you can fit it like in like a laptop bag or in like a purse without it like taking up room. It just kind of slides down. I'm like, okay,
how much does it hold?
I guess it would be, I think it was like either 20, 24 ounces. It wasn't a substantial amount, obviously, because it's fucking flat. But the thing is, it's big though.
Like
it's
the earth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, it's like I said, it's about as big as like you can get. There's different sizes. There's even like a small one that's like, there's a smaller one which I'm like, that's just a flask.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like bigger ones up to about the size of like a 15-inch laptop. But it's just like a clear bottle, has like a cap, like nozzle on it, just like normal. But it's just made where you can fit it into like more, I guess, like book bags or laptop bags or briefcases.
How do you drink it?
Just like normal. You just hold it, but you're just holding it like literally if I was to pick an iPad up and act like I was drinking from it.
Well then, okay.
That's
so
exactly.
If you ever pick up a tablet,
yeah,
and you just drink like this, like
you just drink, yeah.
Man, I don't know.
It's just a flat square canteen. You know, a canteen is a flatter shape, but it still has some roundness to it and a little bit thicker. It's just this one's a lot like it's only like half an inch. It's like drinking out of a piece of paper, or like drinking out of like a bundle of notebook paper. Basically, is the way it looks. So I was like, okay, they've definitely and they've got like fashionable like sleeves to put over it, so it's not just like a clear
bottle. They got
bottle.
those edible water bottles too.
Right, which is just weird to me.
That is.
I'd rather have, like, what I want is, like, I wish there was a way to transport them safely, but, like, have you seen, like, where they have the, it's just like a blob of water, but you can hold it?
Yeah.
Like, you can just, like, eat it?
Yeah. I think that might be
Yeah.
what I think we were talking about the same thing.
Right, exactly. But it's just like, I forgot what the outside is. I forgot what it's based of, yeah.
We'll find out.
Right.
We'll go after the episode.
Yeah, exactly. But just having those, that'd be funny. Just like be at the gym, you just pull one of those out of your bag, you're on the treadmill, just like eating a blob of water.
Yeah.
Like in space.
I had my first nosebleed in a while working out yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like it was funny too, because somebody was in there in the bathroom with me, and he was like, "Oh, were you deadlifting?" And I was like, "No." It's like, granted, that's like I think what happened was like my sinuses straight up just dried up on account of this damn weather.
Yeah.
You look outside recently?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay, because
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's this back and forth is pissing me off a little bit.
It's fucking spring and it keeps snowing here. If you're not from in Kentucky, where we're from, it won't stop snowing. Like it just keeps.
But it's supposed to be spring.
Yeah, we're fucking.
It feels like it now. It feels like it right now.
Yeah, it feels pretty good now. But at the same time, we just got like another 3 inches. Then like the week before, we got like 9 inches of snow.
And yesterday it was sleeting. But when I went to work out, when I came back from working out, then it was considerate enough to wait for me to come home. And then it just rained. And then it started raining, and then it snowed. Yeah. And then it rained again.
Yeah.
And then as of today, before we went to brunch, like it was still white out. But then when I went to drop or when I sit there and came back to get my stuff,
Yeah.
it was like almost all the snow was just gone.
Melted. Yeah, absolutely.
Damn near.
It gets out quick. That is the one thing about it. Like, it'll snow like that here, but then it'll get the fuck on like real quick. It won't hang around.
Yeah. So yeah, my sinuses were just completely dry yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was like right when I woke up, I tried drinking a little bit, or I tried drinking a lot before I went to work out.
Yeah.
Apparently that wasn't enough. It was still like kind of dried up. And so when it came time, like I was on like maybe the fourth. This was like this was workout 3 out of I was on my 4th workout. And then after this one, I had one more and I was done for the day.
Right.
4th workout, shit just started bleeding right when I was sitting there doing like lat raises and stuff like that. And I was sitting on like, okay, well maybe I'm doing something right if I'm working this hard. But at the same time, I gotta clean this up. I can't just be sitting there just looking at myself in the mirror, just going like, and then just all on the chin and just
He said that nigga is crazy.
And he don't look like he takes anything.
Right, exactly right.
So how are you acting like you got steroid symptoms, but you still under 200 pounds?
It's your first steroid regimen. First dose was today, and it'll
baby's first steroids.
Sippy cup with steroids in it, just fucking over. Nose immediately starts bleeding.
Oh,
that's good.
Oh man. Okay, I'm sorry. So you were still talking about how your week went, right?
No, it was on yours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, the mimosas are hitting. Shit. I finally finished Uncharted 4.
Oh, nice. Okay. Have you played all of them, or was this the first one?
I played all of them but the first one.
Okay, the first one was...
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. In the exception of the one that came after that.
First one's got some PlayStation Move jank to it.
Oh, okay.
Like, you could, like, throw the grenades with, like, the motion of the controller and say it was stupid.
Oh, okay.
It's a good game, but it's
got flaws.
Yeah,
I mean, well, granted, like, they had to refine it, because obviously the second one was what won all the awards.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the third one was just kind of going like a continuation, and then the fourth one was just kind of like, all right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, let's get to see it.
I think that might have been my least favorite one.
What the fourth
out of the Uncharted series that I've played so far. Just
a lot of people have that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you already know what to expect. You already knew what to expect when you jumped in, because it's like, okay, it's Indiana Jones, dude, and like when I jump over or when I jump on to grab this ledge or when I jump on this little bridge, it's gonna break a little bit, and then he's got to scramble and this blah blah blah, and I got to quick time it, and it's just like it was just kind of like you after 3 games, it was kind of like, okay, I already know as soon as I jump on this ledge, it's gonna fall, and I gotta get my reflexes ready to grab this. And go from there. Yeah, and it was funny. Like it looks great.
Oh, it's insane.
It looks incredible, even like years after the fact that it came out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And like it looked beautiful, and it was just kind of to the point where it's like I didn't even really want to fight henchmen or shoot people. I just wanted to sit there and just
hang out in the place, explore
shit, and just like look around, solve puzzles.
Yeah,
and like I kind of got irritated when I had to fight and shoot people. Just for the fact it was like not like it felt like more of a distraction than anything.
Right, yeah. And it's comical the amount. That's always like the running joke now, after like obviously being with these games for years, is the running joke is how many people Drake has mowed down over the year. I mean, talking about like hundreds of thousands of people.
Damn near. Damn near.
But it's still happy-go-lucky Nathan
and
Drake.
Right, how is this nigga not a war criminal by the end of the series?
Exactly. I mean, he's wiped out thousands of people on multiple continents. Like, he should be under the jail.
All in the course of 4-5 years, maybe, give or take.
Now,
I mean, granted, they did like time skip and jump and all this other whatever. But
right now, with that said, I was gonna say, did you hear like the way the details are coming out on how they're gonna do the movie, which I still don't feel like needs to be fucking done, but
compared to Tomb Raider, the movie?
Oh yeah.
Or Tomb Raider, the movies?
Yeah, right, exactly. Basically what that's been said so far, I think the rumor is that Tom Holland is gonna star, and it's gonna be like a younger
Nathan Drake. Wow. Who would be the older?
See, I don't know if they're gonna do anything. I mean, they would have to, you would think, but I don't know if they're going to do anything older. Because what I'm thinking is they're going to basically turn... Do you remember the sequence in... I think it was 3, when it showed the like whole sequence of how him and Sully met, where he was like breaking into that like nunnery?
Oh, yeah. In Brazil?
Yeah, when he was a kid.
Yeah.
I think they're going to turn like that age Drake into the movie. Which... Could be interesting.
And then have the Uncharted series just pretty much grow with Tom Holland, kind of like Harry Potter grew with Daniel Radcliffe. And
I think so, but I don't know. Obviously, it depends on how good this does. If it blows up and everybody loves it, then they might make more. Yeah. But I think they're just probably going to write this as a one-off.
Okay.
And then and just have it basically, probably I would say like at the end of this will be like kind of like the inkling of like he'll meet. Like either he'll meet Sully like part of the way through or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he'll meet like Sully at the end and it'll be like right before he like basically like probably a few years before the start of 1.
Yeah.
Is what I could see them doing.
And that's kind of the problem with Uncharted too, is that it was like it's not very original, but it is unoriginal. It's unoriginality done very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like on the timeline, it was I don't know if it's still being like on my timeline on social media. I don't know if it's still a complaint being made. Mm-hmm. It's like dudes were sitting there making little jokes. It's like, oh baby, chicken Alfredo again, and like Uncharted the Uncharted series is like chicken Alfredo, but just done just immaculately.
Yeah, like
it's unoriginal, and it's like it's shit you've seen before. It's shit you've had before. But it's done so well. It's like, all right, then, yeah, I'll have a bite.
Yeah, like I might as well. Like it's
really good.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm tired of it, but it's really well done.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That works.
Back on or staying on the topic of video games, I didn't realize I bought the Legendary Edition of Injustice 2.
Oh damn.
So
Jesus.
I had originally bought it in like maybe I think December.
Yeah.
And I bought it right after it won the award for like Game of the Year or some shit like that. I can't remember what it was.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And so I bought what I thought was like the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. Like
apparently, it was the Legendary Edition.
It was like the super. Yeah.
Where I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get DLC every time it's ready or it's available for each character.
Right.
And like this newest edition came out, and they had a level cap for all characters where it was level 20. They upped it to level 30.
Okay.
And you get new equipment and new gear for each character. Okay. And my favorite character to use on there is Green Arrow.
Okay.
And once I found out that certain gear was available for him, after everybody been petitioning on the on social media for the longest, for Green Arrow to have his damn hood like he would in the CW.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for the Legendary Edition, they finally got a version of him with the hood.
With the hood, yeah.
But you got to up him to level 30. And I was sitting there just grinding for a quick little 6 hours or something like that just to get to that level. And it was like, finally, he looks like the way I want him to look. Right. Like he did in the first Injustice. He had a hood in the first one.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
And so, well, I mean, granted, there was like an alternate costume, whatever. Like outfit 1, outfit 2, and then like a couple other versions. Yeah. So they had a version of him with the hood.
Right.
But they didn't have it on the second version. And he just got his traditional look where he looks like Robin Hood, handlebar mustache, little goatee.
Yeah.
What have you. But
that's great.
But then they finally got the version where he has a hood and still got the little diamond mask on him. Okay. And I was like, yes, I'm in there.
Nice.
And that shit looks dope, especially with certain colors you put on them and stuff.
It's nice.
It looks dope. I don't even care about any other. I don't even care about leveling up any of my other people up to 30. I was just like, well, I got what I want.
Yeah,
I don't feel like doing shit else.
Right. Like I need to get to this point at least.
Yeah.
That's funny. What was I about to say? Speaking of DC, did you see how now Constantine is going to be a showrunner in Legends of Tomorrow?
I've seen him in a couple of episodes in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
The show picks up when he's on there.
That's good.
So, but at the same time, it's still a little cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Compared to the rest of the CW shows.
Yeah. I could definitely feel that from what I've seen.
And like, which is even funnier because when Constantine he debuted on broadcast television,
right
after Grimm. Oh man, that anyway, we've already had our discussion about that a couple years back.
Mad, yeah. Still mad about
and it was still like it had such a seriousness to it.
Yeah.
And he was still a smart ass even then. But for him to be a smart ass on such a goofy little show, it's just kind of going like, yeah, we need a little bit more Constantine in this.
Yeah, exactly. Like we need to age this show up a little bit more.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, I'm glad to see his character not just dying. That was my biggest thing about it.
Oh, luckily, no.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
no.
Because I really like that Constantine.
I forgot to mention this a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
But I've been on a binge of Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, really?
Whether it be like his stand-up or like the times he was on Opie and Anthony, or the times where he actually was set up on
Let me answer that.
the Black Phillip show. All right, then. Well, let me try to talk as much as I can to sit there and kind of stall for time. So yeah, with Patrice O'Neal, it was funny as hell to sit there and just kind of see his stand up and just he seemed so irritable when he first started, and it's usually relationship advice or relationship related. And it was funny because like when I first watched it, I was like, man, I don't agree with that. But as I got older, it was kind of like, okay, I see what you mean. I kind of see what it means. But from there, after Patrice, two other things before we get into the topics to go from there. I keep forgetting we have potlucks by the end of the month.
What, like in general?
Like in general at work, yeah. At work, we keep having little potlucks. Nah, I don't hear them at all. So anyway, and they keep bringing food, and like it's always like I told you where I'm doing my intermittent fasting, where I don't eat after a certain amount of hours or until a certain time. And so they've already finished the potluck, and everybody's going to go like, hey, go ahead and get you some. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, yeah, I will when it's time for me to eat. And it's like they already packed their shit up by the time it was ready for me to go get something. And at the same time, it's just like also like with me trying to be more mindful of my health or mindful of what I'm eating and all this other stuff. It's kind of going like, oh, well, I can't eat what you got going on here or something like that. And it was just kind of make me wonder. It was like, am I doing this right as far as potluck etiquette goes? It's like just to not eat whatsoever.
Right.
Or to, especially since I'm not contributing.
Man, you know how hard it was to go to Atlanta and try not to eat beef and pork? Like, it was damn near impossible.
I understand that.
What's good with you, Mr. Brent?
What's up, brother?
What's good? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
All
Welcome,
right.
Brent.
Am I clear?
Yeah, you're good. Sounds good to me. But yeah, we were just talking about actually just kind of going through our week, bubbling off that a little bit, and just kind of we did a little bit more O fitness. We're still kind of doing a little bit of O fitness stuff, but just kind of the same old thing.
Yeah, I kind of went into a little bit about potluck etiquette.
Yeah.
As far as like if you're just better off just not eating the food for health reasons, because you're supposed to be eating a certain amount of food and certain types of food.
Right.
And two, if you didn't even contribute to begin with to the potluck.
That's a big one too.
That's like I don't want to eat people's food on account that like I didn't contribute whatsoever. I didn't even bring fucking napkins to the potluck. So what I'm doing, sitting there grabbing a plate or two or three.
Right, yeah.
And then and it's just like I just rather just not participate whatsoever. One, just because I got to sit there and like pull up my damn calorie counter to figure out what's going on. And second, like it's like I didn't want to sit there and feel like, you know what? The token black dude in our group just never brings any food, but he always has a plate.
Right.
I don't want to sit there and be like
Carol, what's in this casserole? How much bacon did you? I got to put it in my calorie thing. How much bacon did you put in this? I don't know if I can eat this.
Is there gluten?
Is there gluten?
Is there gluten? I don't know if I'm gluten intolerant, but is it in there? I'd rather just not have it just to be safe.
Carol's just stone cold staring at you like, if you don't eat the fucking cat, I'm going to throw a plate.
Carol will eventually hate your guts.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm trying to just stay in the cut. I'm trying to be as incognito as possible at my job.
I dig that.
You got to eat at the potluck thing if you're trying to be incognito.
But I didn't contribute. That's my problem. It's just like if I had if I had nothing to offer, or if I just straight up forgot that it took place. Yeah. What do I look like being the token black dude in the department? Okay. Just scrounging up everybody's food and like probably it not being as seasoned as I want it to be.
It sounds like one of those situations like since you didn't eat anything, you're like the token black dude that doesn't want to eat with everybody in the department right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think
it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation.
But here's my question. Here's my question though.
Yeah.
And I probably have to run it back on the episode just to hear, because you might already said it. Did you know about the potluck beforehand?
No, I only learned about it the day before. I only learned about it the day before.
That could be a rush job, but that's okay.
It could be a rush job.
You could
within 24 hours, 12 hours of like the actual time, it could be one of those like you didn't know, you didn't have a chance to prepare. Yeah. Next time I got you all, but you could have ate. Now I do respect all people who's like, I didn't bring nothing, so I'm not going to eat anything.
Right, absolutely.
Just don't come off as like, I don't want none of y'all shit because I don't fuck with y'all like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like that.
And because anybody that's like ever been on our team and, you know, you were out, you were doing stuff, you didn't get the memo to 24 hours ahead of time, you know, within that, you know, last hour period, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. We're going to give you a pass because you didn't know, you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? You don't know, you can't be prepared.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
But if you knew this like 2 weeks in advance and you was just like, I ain't bringing nothing, and then you're like eating stuff, that's the problem.
Right,
or
yeah.
Everybody knows you're not participating. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So
right.
I knew he was the Negro in our group, but I didn't know he was the nigga in our group.
Right. He don't mess with nobody. He won't eat none of Curl's potato salad. Or what foods have you went with?
Yeah, what kind of food was it? Was it just like in general?
I don't know. The food was all in one room. And everybody brought their crock pots and their plates and this, that, and the other.
I like here's the funny thing.
You gotta compliment somebody.
I like the visual of Webb like standing at the door but like peeking around the door, and then like somebody looks back and he like ducks real quick, like
goes back to his desk.
Yeah, scurries away.
It don't help. It didn't help that my desk. It didn't help that my desk was right next to the meeting room where the potluck was.
Okay.
And so everybody was filing out, and it's like, "Oh, did you get yourself a plate?" It was like, "Oh, no, I'll get one. Probably later. Right, oh, did you get yourself a plate? Make sure you get a blah 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 blah." I was like, "Oh, maybe later." And I'm sure it's the people that brought their food that's asking me this too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you were being lightweight disrespectful at a potluck.
It was a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Yeah, I felt too guilty to help myself.
You shouldn't feel guilty at a potluck. That's like being guilty at a cookout. You should not.
Yeah. Well, if I'm not related to anybody at this cookout, then yeah,
I wouldn't feel guilty then. I'll be like, free food.
Hey. Poetic justice.
Used to give cookies
cousin,
to
right? Cousin,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Yo, we all gotta eat. We all human. You know what I'm saying? Human. So we all gotta eat. That's just trying to meet my quotas here.
I just gotta make sure I find the drunkest family member in any situation before I sit there and jump in. Like,
it's
hey,
like
auntie.
Cousin?
Hey,
cousin. Yeah.
Hey, auntie.
Hey, auntie. It's like, hey, auntie. It's like wedding crashing, right? To get to a good cookout or a potluck, one, you got to move like you're supposed to be there. And then you just act like you were, once you know that you're supposed to be there, you just entertain and do everything as if you were one of everybody supposed to be there. So all you have to do, grab whatever, walk out. If nothing else, put something on a plate and then just be like, you know what? I don't even want that. So that way somebody visually sees you got something.
Yeah.
You were part of the team.
Right.
If you got to watch your calories, your numbers, your figure, whatever, this is to anybody out there, this ain't just a web. But, you know what I'm saying? Just be like, you know what? Got busy, couldn't even get to it. I tried it. You ain't even got to try it. You know, just lied to somebody. I tried it. Hey, good job. Everybody did well. Do a compliment to everybody. Like, everybody did well. This was put together good.
Now, I know this is
you ain't got to worry about nobody's cat hairs, none of that.
I know this has probably been done, but it sounds like a Tyler Perry movie waiting to happen. But has there been like a black barbecue movie where the only thing is they're just like, it's like Memorial Day weekend, and they're like, we're gonna go to the most barbecues possible, even if we don't know the people. Like
almost like a bar hopping, but just like cookout hopping,
like a bar hopping, but cookout hopping.
I think you just gave away a good idea.
I think it's
$1 million. Are you looking at my life? Are you looking at my life right now?
I know. Hey, I think it
Stop
would be
giving people tips to my life.
I think it would be a good idea, though. You think it would be a good movie?
That. You want me to just write the script? Like, because I've done that.
We can pin that. Nothing. I feel like it would be I feel like it'd be an easy ass movie to shoot. I feel like we could throw that together.
Hey man, I might even have some cameos of real people I didn't walked up to their barbecue and ate stuff at.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be good. That would be good. That'd be such an easy movie to shoot.
People got to pay the life tax. All right, They got to pay the life tax. Yeah. It takes a village to raise a Mr. Brent.
Right.
And all I'm saying is the village has to show up.
Right.
All right.
That makes
sense. And show out.
Well, with that being said, Brent, how's your week been, brother? Since you haven't had a chance to tell everybody.
Oh my goodness, let's talk about it.
Yeah, what's up?
The weekend's been good. So this week, I'll be honest with you all and with everybody listening.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, I won't say struggling.
Okay.
But let's just say I've been feeling like I've, in some ways, are at my wit's end.
Mm-hmm.
And why I say that is because everybody knows by now that I'm doing school,
right,
and work, and life, and gun clubs,
right,
and trying to come up with businesses and all this other stuff in life, right?
Absolutely.
Podcasting with the crew, all that.
Right.
But what I'm finding is throughout this program, this master's program,
yeah,
it's changed the way my world has to operate. So basically,
okay,
I am an extrovert with introvert tendencies, right?
Right.
Everyone knows me. I am an extrovert. That is how I recharge. I need to be around people, vibe with people, good or bad. Like I need to feed off others. You know, I take a little bit from others and I recharge that way.
Absolutely.
That can be family, they can be friends, they can be complete strangers in a room, just having fun. Like I feed on that. Like that's what helps recharge me.
Right, definitely.
Now, with school, it makes you more of an introvert. Now,
especially with online school, I was about to say.
Yeah, with online school, it makes you more of an introvert. You have to, you need a long time to yourself. You need to take care of a lot of things with yourself. You need a whole lot of like blocking of extra energy and things out. Now, one good thing about my village, my family, my friends, things like that, everybody's been super supportive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super ultra supportive. Like, shouts out to everybody that's listening to this. Shouts out to y'all. So people will be like, oh, you got homework tonight? All right, you need to go. You need to go do your homework. Like, people will distance themselves more from me.
Yeah.
Because I have to do schoolwork or something, a project, a paper, or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is good. That is super supportive. And that's also what I need as well. The catch is, at this point, my friends don't really ask me to go out, do stuff, because since I haven't been able to do stuff for the last, roughly year, almost year now, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are basically like, I'm written off. Like, I'm not even going to invite you to stuff. You can't come. You won't make it. You say you will, but then you say you got a paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's at that point where it's like, I can't even now get invited to stuff. It's like more distance.
Yeah.
Because people want to allow me to work, be successful, but they also don't realize that I have to recharge with people. Like, I have to be around. Like, I have to be an extrovert. Right. This program is making me into an introvert. And I'm not wired that way. Right. I've been.
I was just gonna say it's easy to fall into that, especially even if it's not school, if it's anything, if it's work, if it's a relationship or anything like that, you can fall into that space where it's like everybody else is like, well, yeah, he's gonna be busy regardless. Yeah. So let's not we won't even worry about, we won't even bother him type thing. And it's never like a negative. It's usually never a negative thing on everybody's side. Yeah. It's just like they're just like, well, we want to make sure he has his time to do what he needs to do. So we won't even worry about like trying to invite him because he's going to be busy type thing.
Yeah, that or they're just like, well, you never showed up to the other things. You're not going to show up now and get out of my face. Like basically it's like that. It's either like people are trying to be really supportive. People are like, you burned me. Even though you didn't, you're like, you burned me. I ain't rocking with you. Like I ain't dealing with you no more. Like gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's with, my friendships, my buddies, my friends, people in relationships, married, having kids, things like that. That makes, you know what I'm saying? That widens the gap as well because people got to, take care of their priority. You know what I'm saying? They got bigger priorities. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I've been struggling with it. Like it's been affecting me. Like I haven't got as much rest because homework's taking a little bit longer. It takes me longer to do my homework because one, the material's getting tougher. And then two, I am not recharged. Like I don't ever feel recharged going into the next week. Yeah. And then the next week. And then the next week. Yeah. So I was finally, at my wit's end. So this weekend, I hung out with some guys. Some guys went on, I guess, a little one-day little guys trip. Yeah. We went to Top Golf in
Cincy, right?
Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, Cincy.
No, okay. we went to Nashville.
Okay, nice. Very nice.
Because of the bad weather, we went to Nashville. So I literally just got back, hopped on the podcast with you all.
Nice.
And, I mean, we went out. I had to break some Lent some what I was trying to do for Lent.
Yeah.
Because I can't go that long without food. So I had to eat out.
Right. You can't top golf on an empty stomach.
Yeah, and we was out there till like 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I do realize because people in the group, they didn't want to pay the cover charge for the BB King's restaurant.
Yeah.
I was standing inside and we was next person to be like, all right, y'all ready to go in, pay whatever? Because you got to pay a $15 cover charge for the live music, covers your live music.
Yeah.
They weren't feeling it. So we went to Hooters.
Okay.
I'm not a Hooters person.
Right. The food.
I don't even go to Hooters on a normal time in the city.
Food's not great.
Food's not great. Women's not great.
Yeah.
You would think. That's what's so. I'm gonna hold off on this about Hooters.
What?
He was gonna blast Hooters.
What they're known for is the breast that you can eat and the breast that you can see.
Hey,
Thank you.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm saying this as politely as possible.
You know what you're getting into when you go to Hooters.
Yeah, I do. I'm watching what I say, but if I get people got clap back, people got clap back. All right. All the people who listen who are working at Hooters, keep doing your thing. All right, make your money. The shorts and leggings that y'all have to wear makes everybody seem like they got pancake booties. All right. I don't know about you all. I'm a person who visually likes to see a little some lumps back there.
Pancakes.
You know what I'm saying? Not emojis, you know what I'm saying? Some lumps. You know.
So why you think I go to Hooters for brunch?
You know what I'm saying? This is I may be considered an ass man at times, depending on the day. I could be an ass man, breast man. It just depends on the day or the time of day. Who knows? Or what features, what assets a person has that, is the best on them. Here nor there with this conversation. But
oh. So let's dive deeper.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, we want to dive deeper?
Elaborate.
No.
you're fine.
Continue.
Okay.
We're gonna get off track.
Hey. And there was a lot of off-track hair. We're not even gonna get into that. But let's just say Hooter disappoints me in the food category, and I always expected this. For me as a little kid, I think I remember it felt like it was supermodels in Hooters, or these gorgeous over the top women. Don't get me wrong, there are some gorgeous over the top women in all fields of profession, especially Hooters. They got a calendar. Those women are the bomb. I think I went to school with one that was on the calendar for a few years.
Wait, what?
But here nor there either. So there are beautiful women. So I'm not trying to call people fugly. I ain't trying to call people fugly.
I did.
But
point them out.
I was disappointed, right? There was all pancake booties everywhere.
Flapjacks.
And I think the rest of the guys said there was just only a couple chicks actually had the
I just started
features.
thinking about Black Youngster. And where he said about, can I touch that booty? That pancake booty? Toot.
I forgot about that. Yeah. That's funny.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's
No, because there was a lot of push-up bras and, stuff like that. It was just a lot of too tiny bras, and that's what some of the guys were saying. There was a lot of too tiny bras and push-up bras.
Got no Hooters.
So there was an illusion going on, kind of like leggings.
Some cheapers.
Right? Or the volleyball shorts.
Right.
Kind of like that. It's like an illusion going on.
Yeah. Deception.
Now, I did see two. There was two in there. One, I think she was a white lady. She was stacked. And then this sister who was in the back.
Okay.
I'm not going to say, I don't know what her parents' lineage is, so I'm not going to go down that road. I think she was a white lady per my eye test.
Okay.
If you were there, you can decide.
But there was something about her that was making you second guess that.
I've seen some white women who were just thick.
I'm not talking about thick. I thought you meant that she was kind of she might have been had a little melanin in her.
Doesn't everybody? One drop rule for everybody.
Hey.
All right, keep going.
The oils.
And there was a black lady who wasn't in the normal uniform. She was in the happy hour outfits, short shorts, which is apparently black on black.
Oh.
And she was nice out there. I felt like they pulled her out the back somewhere. It was hey, we got some guys in here. We got some black guys in here.
I didn't know they had a happy hour different uniform.
Bring out Shandia. That's what I felt like happened.
Whoa.
Whoa. That's crazy.
soon?
That's funny though.
That's too much?
No, it's
Nah.
funny. No, it's just funny.
It
though.
sounded like
But-
Hooters just like if you bring out Shandia, it just went from Hooters to Honkers or some shit like that.
Hey, but there really wasn't any honkers like that. That's here nor there. Like, that's all I'm trying to say. It's like, I was disappointed from the culture of Hooters at this establishment. And I don't even go to the ones down here, so I don't think I ever have to go back. Now, shout out to Mrs. Badu. We did have a waiter named Erica.
Word.
Nice. I thought
I think she was
Oh, her
making
name is
crazy
Erica,
money.
but y'all just kept calling her Badu.
She spelled it Erica like Erica Badu. And
okay.
she kept putting like hearts over all our receipts and stuff.
Oh.
But
Oh.
so I'm gonna give her credit and then I'm gonna bash her at the same time. All right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Off the top
That's what
rope,
type
Brent.
of mood I'm in. That's the type of mood I'm in.
Okay,
All right?
out of nowhere.
She was making her money. All right. She was like hitting all the white people tables because they was like ear to ear cheesing. A couple of them looked like they were gonna risk it all for her. Like, she was making her money.
They weren't touching her hair, were they?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, she didn't let nobody touch her hair. Like, they weren't being disrespectful. Wasn't nothing crazy. You know, I mean, if she allows them to touch her hair, I mean, it's not disrespectful either. Like, that's on her. Like, but it wasn't nothing out the blue. Like, they was, patrons. They got a little sister up there. They was about to risk it all. Now, she kept forgetting about us. Already a pet peeve for my waiter.
What was
Like, give me the same energy. All right.
what is those?
Yeah,
What are those memes where the white guys like saying hello to the black girl?
Oh, I know what you. I
know
know
what
where
I'm
you're
talking
going.
about.
I know where
Yeah,
you're
you know
going
what
with
I'm
this,
talking
but
about,
I can't
yeah.
remember. I can't
He's
remember
like,
how
hi,
it
I'm
goes.
Brad. I'm Brad. It's like always the
You know what I'm
same
saying?
meme.
It's oh, how are you doing, Brad? And then Brent shows up. Hey, I'm Brent. Fuck you, won't.
Right, yeah.
Right. Basically, it wasn't quite that far, but it was like she kept sleeping on. Like, wanted a Pepsi. Somebody wanted a Pepsi. She didn't come back for like 30 minutes. But she would go to the table next to us, ask them how they doing, rub somebody on the shoulder, give them a smile, try to give her model walk out like she got something back there, like all that type stuff.
Here's your Pepsi with your thirsty ass.
Well, that's
Finally,
and
he
it's
was
kind of
like,
to
"Yo,
play
can
off
we
of
get a
that.
Pepsi?"
Yeah, to play off of
Like-
that black people don't tip like vibe or
Right, exactly.
feeling and shit like that. It's just
Right.
like, well, I mean, like, granted, there's some shitty customers that happen to be
Yeah,
black.
they're shitty customers and shitty
But at the
service.
same time, if you're going to sit there and treat, but that's the problem. If you're going to sit there and treat every black customer like the shitty ones that don't tip, then of course you're not going to get a tip.
Right. You're going like, yeah,
she
because you're
ended
not
up
going
getting a
to.
tip. Like, no, we, you know what I'm saying? She
Not saying you wouldn't.
finished the job as a server. I mean,
Was
yeah.
like
she got a tip.
if I'm not being too nosy, was
Okay,
there
go
a
for
certain
it.
percentage that you tipped?
Me, I never tip by percentage. I tip by how I feel.
I like that. Which it
I don't ever tip by percentage because one, you're not going to tell me how much I'm supposed to tip you, or you're going to factor it in the check. If you do that, then I'm not going to tip you now, unless you just did something admirable or memorable that makes me want to come back.
Well, by
Have
your
you
feelings.
as my server.
Well, when you say
your
your feeling, that depends. Like, well, it's going to obviously depend on the bill in and of itself, isn't it?
How I feel.
Yeah, no, he's saying basically like, okay, like if it was
I've given a person. I've had a $5 meal and gave somebody a $10 tip.
Well, yeah, okay. So, but
Right?
Okay, so it's like
You know what I'm saying?
200% tip.
Like,
baller.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I've done
In
that
all
because
ones.
they took care of me and made me feel that good. Like, when I go back there, I want them as my server.
So wait, you paid
Like, I don't
$15 for that $5.
Meal.
You paid
Yeah.
so okay. Well then, okay.
That works.
Yeah, but
Right.
I've also had people who were terrible as waiters, and I've had a $30-$40 meal.
Gave
I gave them like
exact
$1,
change.
$2. You know what I'm saying? I gave them like $1, or I gave them like whatever the change was left. I was like, here you go.
He said I gave
Like,
him exact change.
It's how I feel. Like, it's how you make your service makes me
that's
makes
funny.
me feel in a sense.
love
Like,
that.
I'm not gonna knock you because the cooks in the back messed up, right?
Yeah.
right.
You're not supposed to be back there cooking. I'm not gonna knock you because technically we don't tip the cooks, and the cooks are really who do majority of what you want from the place. Like,
And they get paid a certain amount any damn way.
you know what I'm
compared to
saying?
the
Like,
servers.
so
Yeah,
there's
because
that.
they could fuck it up for
Now-
the servers. If the food's bad, then they get mad at the server because that's who
That's
they
the face.
see.
That's
yeah,
the
that's the
face.
face. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. So I'm But if you can't come back, refill my stuff, come back, at least, say hello, hi, check on me, make sure, I ain't sitting there,
choking,
for all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, show me the same. Like, if you just grumpy to everybody, be grumpy to everybody. Like, that's you. You're not supposed to be like, you're a human person. Like, you don't have to be, I'm happy, beloved, today's the greatest day. Like, it's life. I don't know what part of the shift I came in on you. Like, be, you know what I'm saying? Do your job, but just do your job. Like, just do it well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not a person that remembers everything, write it down.
Right.
Check on me. If I ever go, hey, you don't have to keep checking on me. There's been a few times somebody checked on me so damn much that I was like, you know what? I'm good. You don't have to come and check on me. Give me a few times. You know what I'm saying? Just get me the next trip. Like,
mouthful of food.
Just give me a nod. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to make it all the way over here.
Right. It's throw a peace sign.
That's rare.
Thumbs up.
Typically, I'm like, yo, I feel like I'm in a desert. Like, I feel like I'm on Gilligan's Island, like, waiting to be rescued. Ain't nobody ever coming.
You just keep drinking. Right? You just keep drinking from the bottom of the cup so the ice makes it.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, I guess let me put my hands on the rest of this glass to warm it up so I can melt the rest of this ice so I can have a little bit more water. Like that I don't like. But I tip how I feel. Now, if a person wants to tip percent, do your thing. If you worked in that industry and you feel it's your job to tip whatever you want, cool. My money, my tipping. I tip how I feel.
I feel that. Gotcha. So it was a good weekend, though.
It was a good weekend. We came back. I smoked everybody. No, I lost the game in Top Golf.
Okay.
But I also got the highest score. And then they cheated me on the last game that we did because they wouldn't let me finish out. We ran out of time.
Top Golf.
We went to Top Golf.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still talking about volleyball, and it was like Top Gun. Like how the Goose and Maverick.
No,
I thought, my bad. My bad.
That's amazing. I love that.
I probably would be Goose.
Goose died
in volleyball.
But he didn't die in the volleyball game.
Well, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
At least he made it past that.
How you want.
Doug, if you die in a volleyball game,
that's some serious.
That's a serious ass game.
However you want. Right. All right. But everything's been good. I needed this weekend I feel like a whole lot more recharged. Like, cool. Say all that. Like, I feel I got to recharge this weekend. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have to say, there are some beautiful women in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Lordy.
And Nashville's nice.
Lordy. If you are in the Tennessee area, I'm not going to do that here.
All points.
I think I see where you were going with that.
Yeah, I dig that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with that being said,
holla at your boy.
Right. With that being said, let's get into the topics.
Okay. Have y'all ever listened to the Discover Weekly section of Spotify?
Every once in a while. Nope. It's been a while though.
Okay. I just downloaded Spotify.
Okay. Nice. Well, I try to check it every Monday. Sometimes I just straight up forget because I'm listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
Kind of like OafDiscussions. Anyway.
Insert the ding.
So I had a chance and I just decided to listen to, no, it wasn't Discover Weekly. I had already finished that. And there was all the stuff that, like, usually I find shit that I like that I've never heard of before on Discover Weekly.
Right.
I listened to Release Radar on Friday. And like every Friday, or if it's not New Music Friday, it's Release Radar, where it's like new shit that came out that just got added to Spotify.
Right.
And with the exception of like a Lil Yachty with 2 Chainz or just like some shit that from artists that I know of, there was like these other people that it's like, if I didn't know better, I'd have thought they were local.
Okay.
And wow. It was like several, like I listened to like 5 songs in a row. It's like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? I thought it was
Was it all hip hop?
No, it wasn't all hip hop.
Okay.
It was like there was some that was like mostly R&B from people that couldn't sing.
Oh God, this sounds like a gold mine.
And I thought like it's like wait, I looked at my app or I looked at my my tab because I was at work when I was listening to this. It's like, wait, I didn't just switch to Bandcamp or SoundCloud, did I?
That's funny. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Like, there's no way because like from my understanding, like it takes a lot of work
to get your stuff on
get on Spotify.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort to get on Spotify.
Yeah.
And this is what you got to offer?
Yeah. Somebody must have to connect.
Well, or sometimes, that's neither here nor there, but behind the scenes, there are certain services you sign up for where you can sit there and get added on to Spotify.
Yeah, that's true too.
So it's not as difficult as you would think it's supposed to be.
Right.
But to be advertised like it is, to be on like new people's radar.
Yeah.
On release radar.
Right. The whole point.
Yeah, the whole point for that to just like, it's like, no, y'all, it's like, there's got to be a screening process going forward before y'all do some shit like that.
It's like we need somebody to listen to these first.
You would think. And with new music, that brought me to this topic here. Hopefully we have something to discuss here. Hopefully y'all have had a chance.
Yeah.
Have any of y'all had a chance to listen to Wendy's new EP that got released this week? The restaurant Wendy's, called We Beefin.
It's such a good name. I love that name so much. Now, the funny thing was I was trying to listen to it. I didn't want to listen. I didn't have a chance to listen to it while I was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But I tried to start it. And it's just funny because when I first saw that title, I kind of, I guess, assumed what I was getting myself into. And I think I was
Can you hear that?
I think I was pretty. No.
Well, you talking about opening your can or drinking?
Yeah, I heard. That's all we heard from you. Yep. All right.
Continue.
Okay, so I think he's listening. He might be.
It might be on mute.
No, but I was just saying. Yeah, I was wanting to just like listen to, because I mean it's so funny because the first thing I thought about when I saw it before I even listened to it was whoever's over at Wendy's as far as like in their.
Oh
laughing.
my goodness!
Whoever's in there like
Little fingers.
Yeah, whoever's in there like their marketing / like public relations like stuff, they're just like they constantly have something comedic as far as like either it's comebacks to other restaurants, comebacks to people talking shit.
Yeah,
like they always are on it, and it's just like I feel like they just hired somebody in their 20s and we're like, you handle this.
Right.
Like just don't piss anybody off too bad, but just we don't want you to be stuffy, normal business account. We want you to kind of just act like it's your own account, but not vulgar.
But make sure you're representing us correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's great.
What was the original question? I want to make sure I stay on topic. Like, what was the original question? Because I just listened to it.
Just so
Have you had a chance to listen to it or any of it?
Any of
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold it down.
A resounding
It's
yes.
El Flago.
Oh. Okay. All
right.
I'm on my second listen. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
No, go ahead. You're on your second list. I can always answer a question right after you finish.
Okay. I'm on my second listen now. On the way over here.
Right.
And it is okay.
Okay.
And I only say that by saying it's okay as far as a restaurant or an item or a food item putting music out. Mm-hmm. Only because I've heard better from food-based musicians.
Which is amazing to be able to say that.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
This is an okay EP.
Yeah.
I don't so much care for it.
Right.
Only because it is not touching Hamburger Helper's Watch the Stove.
Yeah, Watch the Stove was one of those.
Ooh.
Yeah, Watch the Stove was
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And
Ooh. I had to, like, I trailed off. I was like, ooh.
yeah. And I like props to I don't even know. Well, the woman who was portraying Wendy's on these songs.
Yeah.
They never gave her a name. Apparently, she was supposed to be at Wendy's, or whatever.
Right.
Shouts out to Wendy.
Shout out to her, especially with like Rest in Grease, as Brent mentioned earlier, Twitter fingers, and basically she was just sending shots all to McDonald's, Burger King, Chicken Shack. I don't know Chicken Shack, but I thought she was talking about. I think I was expecting her to say Shake Shack.
Shake Shack,
or something
exactly,
like
Chicken Shack.
She didn't send something to Chick-fil-A, so
Hey, you don't mess with Chick-fil-A.
you don't. I guess not.
They close on Sundays, man.
Right, yeah.
They're down with Sister Jean.
Right, yeah, you don't mess with Chick-fil-A.
Oh no, Sister Mary. Yeah.
So it was interesting because like this entire EP was more just a line in the sand
Yeah, exactly.
type of
that's a good way to put it.
type of approach.
Yeah.
like with Watch the Stove. I mean, who the fuck is Hamburger Helper competing with?
Yeah, exactly.
They were in the moment. Like when they were making their music, they were in the moment. It's like, hey, don't go. If you ain't going out, then hey, here we are. You got this.
Yeah.
Just watch the stove. It's
Sir,
I
you
think
have cornered that market.
like you don't sit there like Hamburger Helper wasn't sending shots to Lean Cuisine or Mary Calendar.
Oh God, that would have been so amazing.
Or what's it?
Or Banquet.
Banquet.
Yeah, Banquet. Yeah,
Banquet.
Oh man, like
Hungry Man
or Hungry Man or nothing like that. Nah, Lean Cuisine was in their.
So
they
much.
stayed in their lane. They were only worried about themselves.
Absolutely.
And with that said, I think there was a little bit more fun to be had
with Watch the Stove.
With Watch the Stove as compared to I just said the name. We Beefin. There we go.
Yeah,
we Beefin. There we go.
Wendy.
We Beefin. I mean, granted, with the title like that. Okay, so apparently this is basically the restaurant equivalent to
Ether.
No, not even Ether, but just like not Who Shot You. Oh goddamn! Help me out. Help me out. Tupac's response.
Take
money. Fuck. What was it called? Why am I blanking out on this? I just heard it yesterday.
Oh shit!
First off, fuck your bitch and the clip you claim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, help me out.
Hold on, wait. I gotta.
What is it? Why am I blanking out on this?
Quick,
take my hip hop card away.
You're fine. Just talking off.
Take my hip hop card away. There is absolutely no way.
I'll look it up. I got it. Just
wow, that is incredible. I'm so mad that I cannot think of this. But okay. But as far as like for it to go,
it's not running, is it? Hit 'em up.
No, it's not. Hit 'em up. Thank you.
Hit 'em up. Yeah. Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, God, it's such an easy title.
And we did music.
It's such a Yeah, I know.
I was just gonna let you be for a minute, man. I was like, just move on. Just move on.
No, I couldn't let that go. You couldn't let that go.
We can't move off that one.
Because God forbid we go in the comment sections. Like, how the hell you don't know Hit 'em up? Are you Little Xan?
Right, yeah, exactly. Somebody start throwing shots at us.
Please don't. I'm telling you, any other podcasters don't come for us. Don't do it.
That's funny.
Don't do it. I hear about you talking about OAF. Didn't know about Hit 'em up. I'm cooking you. I'm cooking you. Don't do it.
That was very apropos to this topic.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Oh my god.
We beefing for real. You don't want this to be longer than 30-second bars. I'm telling you. All right.
Oh my god.
You better call smack if you want this podcast beef. Like you don't want it. All right. I'm the new gunner.
Oh god.
Slow it down.
Right. Yeah.
I just dished you.
So like with We Beefin, for the fact that it was like it just kind of felt like it was taking shots like from beginning to end at different restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought I'd hear Baconator in lyrics.
I had them all mine. I don't know what you're talking about. I had them. It's all in my notebook of rhymes.
It's Baconator. There's a bunch of
anything and every other version of Baconator.
Baconator.
I'll take that.
It's okay.
Okay, so what do you rank it in our
ranking? So we're actually going to straight up. We're just going to go through. We're going to go through the whole trouble of ranking it.
Hold on. Let me throw mine in there.
Okay.
So after listening to this, I'm glad it was only like most of them are like 30 seconds or less. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I'm glad these are like just short one-offs or
no more than 90 seconds or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
A couple of them are 2 minutes.
Yeah, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if they are, cool. I started laughing when I was listening to this. Some of the beats are actually all right. I was actually enjoying like the start of some of the beats,
right,
which surprised me.
Right.
I was thinking this was Wendy Williams, not Wendy's.
Oh, jeez.
So that changed my whole perspective.
Oh, that's funny.
On the thing until you said it, I was like, oh, okay. Now I got a different lens.
Yeah. See, I thought when I first thought, I thought they just like threw together a bunch of beef songs.
This was like listening to a mixtape. Like that's what I felt like this was. It was just like Lil Wayne came out with a mixtape, and you're like, which one is this? All right, I'll give it a listen just to see what's being said. Maybe I'll catch something. I hope this blows up, and I hope like White Castles or Chick-fil-A or
Some fire
well,
shots.
Chick-fil-A don't want that.
No,
Chick-fil-A don't want
It'd be a
that.
gospel album.
want
They can't do that.
They don't want that beef.
It'd be like
Have Lecrae.
Have Lecrae.
Chick-fil-A don't do beef, so they're not gonna jump in. You don't have to worry about Chick-fil-A. They're out.
Yes,
They
it'd
don't
be
do
Lecrae.
beef.
It'd be
Lecrae,
Lecrae.
Devon, and Nemo.
Oh wow.
Oh, that'd
Wow.
be so good. Yeah, that's exactly
Wow.
what it needs to be.
Lexington,
All right, so-
non-Lexington people don't know what the fuck we talking about either.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's inside baseball for all the Lexington people. That's funny.
So let me
It's
say,
fucking hilarious.
If you outside of
like this
Kentucky, you
as
did not
a-
get that.
Nope.
I do like this as a
love that.
advertising ploy. Like
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
get like a buzz. I think that's ingenious. I think Wendy's does some of the best clapbacks.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you do not want to mess with Wendy's on Twitter.
Did y'all see Texas
back.
Roadhouse and Outback going at each other?
No,
Yo,
they were
for
throwing
real?
shots at each other.
No,
I missed that one.
yo,
Oh.
Outback, you better not lose.
Outback
it.
You better
lost.
not go
Outback
down.
lost.
Outback
Outback lost.
Yeah, that
in
makes
my
sense.
opinion.
Oh,
I wouldn't be
Because
I'm not surprised.
y'all seen the Krusty Krab chum bucket memes.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
trying to figure what
somebody, just a random any person,
yeah.
sit there and put Texas Roadhouse as the Krusty Krab and Outback as the chum bucket.
Oh wow.
And Texas Roadhouse quoted the tweet,
Yeah.
and I don't remember what they said verbatim,
Yeah.
but in the basic gist of it, it was basically facts.
Facts. Dab.
In the
Hashtag
like
facts.
the basic gist of it,
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse
was
said facts. Outback
was-
Roadhouse
Uh-huh.
tried to clap back with that's Squidward, Patrick Starr, like the meme where he's sitting there just looking down, blah blah blah. And I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what the name or what he said, or what Outback sit there and put down for Texas Roadhouse.
Patrick Star with
Oh.
the bonnet on.
No, Patrick
no.
Starr, where he's looking down with
Where
an
he's looking
evil
at-
mark
like
on
he's
his
at that
face.
lo-
Evil.
Oh, okay. Those memes are hilarious right now.
Yeah. Okay, I remember it now.
When she looks like right.
Where he's
Never
looking
mind.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Outback sit there and if their caption for it was like, when Texas Roadhouse talks about you but doesn't put that at,
Oh, nice.
and then Texas Roadhouse quoted that tweet
yeah.
and sit there and put, when your comeback is as dry as your steaks.
Ooh, Dion.
El Fuego.
Good God,
Oh
man.
no.
See, this what happens.
No.
It's what
How do I
happens.
say this politely?
It's what happens when our generation starts taking over those corporate jobs.
Outbacks right now doesn't know if it's coming out the corner. All I want to say to this is
Shit, they ain't open
if
for
he
another
di-
2 hours, so they sit there and need all the rest they can get for that.
if he dies, he dies.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
excellent.
I feel about Outback right now.
I can't stand when
Dies.
they.
It
It's like
dies.
they don't open till sundown or
I
some
know,
shit.
that makes me so mad, dude. There's been multiple
Wow,
times I
not
wanted to go
sundown.
There's been multiple times I wanted to go to Outback for lunch, and the motherfuckers was closed at 4, 5
Well-
o'clock. So it's fucking annoying.
What's up?
What is our rating system again?
Our
Can
rating
you tell us
system.
our rating system again.
Our rating system
so everybody's
goes
just a new listener.
as
Bottom.
illustrated. I'm going from top to bottom.
Okay, top.
From top to bottom, we have platinum.
Yep.
We may change it to vibranium.
Yep.
We have platinum.
Platinum.
Below that, we have gold.
Yep.
Next, we have silver.
Yep.
Then we have bronze.
Yep.
And after that, we have trash.
This would be bronze. This y'all call this EP? This EP would be
Yeah.
bronze.
Okay. That works.
With the production of high bronze. So very shiny bronze.
Shiny bronze.
Polished bronze.
Polished bronze.
Very
Okay.
a polished
I could
bronze.
agree with that. Because like with Watch the Stove, I would give Watch the Stove a silver.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
they changed the fucking game.
And here's the thing: it's a fucking EP from a restaurant.
Right. Fast food.
Yes. Not even like a real, like not even. I was about to say, not even like a
You say
real
you need
restaurant.
some water, bruh?
I know, hiccup. That was crazy.
Hiccup.
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 The hiccup.
Yeah.
Where are you from, man?
I don't know. That was weird, wasn't it? Hiccup.
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 It sounded like you had it while you were saying
know,
it.
The bad thing is, I didn't. That's the fucked up thing
Man
about
turned
it.
it. He was like 6 again. What do I
man.
have? I got the hiccup.
That's so.
I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, Hamburger Helper changed the game.
What are y'all on tonight? What are y'all doing?
I'm just now
He's on
coming down
mimosa.
from mimosas.
He's on
I'm coming down
mimosas.
from mimosas today.
Shout out to mimosas.
I'm just sleepy.
Can y'all see me?
Gang, gang,
This whole
gang.
time?
No,
Not yet.
no.
We got a different screen going on.
Gang, gang.
All right, look, because I was over there saluting, doing shouts out, all this.
I like that.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Now, with that said,
Yeah. So okay, Watch the Stove silver. We beefing at bronze.
okay. Cool.
College bronze.
So we're good as far as rankings. That's safe to say.
That works.
Now, I don't know. Like, we're not too big on sports on this podcast.
Not really.
But if we're talking about rankings, I figured this would be a good time as any to sit there and bring this up. Has anyone had a chance to look at ESPN's most dominant athletes of what I originally thought was the decade, but apparently it's the past 20 years?
Yeah, it's 20 years.
Okay.
Yep.
What do they have? I didn't get to see it yet. My bad. Could you run them off? This is my live take.
Then. Well, let me count them down then. Damn it!
It's pretty hilarious.
Oh, they're trying to be cute with the damn design.
Yeah, hit the next. Oh.
Okay, I'm on the. Oh wow, what? I haven't looked through this until now.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh,
then.
yes,
This is gonna be
live.
good. Then.
Wow,
live.
I haven't looked through this.
I guess I'm the only one that's like seen
Get
it.
the fuck at. Are you
Dude,
okay?
It's bad.
Then Gary, you
It's-
say them.
No. I want him to read them off because
I'm
to read
I'm
them
reading them
react
off
to 'em.
because here we got at the past for the past 20 years with ESPN, I guess celebrating their 20 or something shit like that. Here are the best 20 athletes of the past 20 years. At number 20, they have Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
Do
we're
y'all
starting.
agree with this where he is at?
Well, let's go through it. But
keep going.
already that's
Yeah,
wrong. Already we know that's wrong, but let's go ahead and go through it.
I don't
I gotta
even
hear
like
what
the
the
Patriots.
the
Okay, I'm
next
sorry, but
hit-
No,
Yeah.
I can't stand the fucking Patriots, but I still.
but that's like 20. No. At number 19, we got Manny Pacquiao.
Okay.
Interesting. At number 18, we have Mike Trout from the baseball.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of lost on some of these baseball. Anything
Oh, I
that's
got
not. Yeah.
I got you.
Number
Mike Trout was
17.
good.
I got you.
Wow. Number 17, we got Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which
That's
here's
legit.
the thing. You got to think about it like this too. When it comes to Barry Bonds is one of the greatest baseball players ever. Period.
True.
And he gets a lot of shit because of all the steroid stuff, which he never got proven.
which wasn't proven.
Yeah,
Okay.
indicated.
But he was accused, which a lot of
Yeah.
people give him shit for, but he's still one of the most dominant hitters we've ever seen and probably will ever see.
Yeah.
Now, with that
Sammy
said,
Sosa.
Sammy, I don't like talking about Sammy. Sammy made me mad, man. Sammy's pink
Keep going.
now.
All right. So
Sammy look like
number
Patrick.
16. This is interesting. Because this is the only because it's very one. There's only two others in this particular sport. For track and field, they have Allison Felix at number 16. Allison Felix. Huh. Okay.
She's good.
She's good, but I remember some others. I remember some other women in track and field for the past 20 years
Right.
that I would have thought would
In
be
the last 20 years?
in the last 20 years. Yes.
Who?
Marion Jones, you remember her?
Yeah.
Marion Jones. When was her last time?
Let's see. Wait, that wasn't. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
20 years. Let me make sure.
20 years is 1998. Remember that.
1998. Okay. Well, the Olympics wouldn't have been around there because before that, the Olympics before
96 was in
96,
Atlanta.
Yeah.
and then 2000.
Yep.
She wasn't in there.
Allison Felix wasn't in 2000 either. Hold on,
But
let me
she's
double
been
check.
dominant the last 8 years.
And here's the other thing I want everybody to remember too, because this was a thing
That's why I
that was
was like,
tripping people up
nah,
as well. Remember, it's most dominant is what they're saying.
She missed qualifying to defend her 2012 gold. So she didn't make it for the 2016 games. Wait, hold on. It's not just that
she's come out in-
wait a minute. It's not just that she sprinted to 3 medals in Rio and left the 2016 games as the most decorated woman track and field star in U.S. Olympic history. Okay. So the 200 meters, 100 meters, and
Like, she's legit. Like,
okay, that's okay. So as far as the 20 years bit, okay.
I follow her on Twitter because she was so dominant.
Now
She dominated on
we
Twitter.
got a tennis player at number 15 by the name of Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, Novak
legit.
Novak's pretty nasty.
Number 14, I'm glad y'all know more than I do. 14, we got Cristiano Ronaldo
Yes.
Ooh, that's 14?
at 14.
That's 14.
That's tough. All right.
And
Okay,
like I
keep
said,
going.
keep
I
in
think we
mind.
got more.
Brady
Keep in
doesn't
mind what's
seem too
around them.
strange right now, but Brady might have to keep going. I want to see when we get to at least like top 10, top 5.
Wait till you
Alright,
get to
good.
the top 3. You'll be like, what the fuck is going on?
At number 13, we have Lauren Jackson from the WNBA.
Okay.
This is my first time coming across this name. Period.
Who is it?
Lauren Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm
This is
Does
my
it say what team?
hold on, let me get back to this. Damn, I hate this little format that they're trying to be cute with.
They try.
They try to like little slideshows that they don't show the what you call it. What the hell team is she on? There's a see more section, but I'm not going to.
All right. Well, I'll get that in a minute. Keep going. Keep going.
All right then. After number 13, at number 12.
There we go. This one shit starts getting weird.
Serena Williams.
Okay. Yep.
At number 12.
Hell of a great.
The greatest tennis player.
Okay, keep going.
Period.
Arguably, number 11, we got Lionel Messi from soccer.
Messi
or football. Excuse me, I forgot for our international
14,
audience.
Messi's 11. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
And now we're in the top 10.
Yep.
Now I'm okay with this number 10 that comes up for track and field. Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he had like. There's never been a time where he was kind of like the underdog in anything.
No, he was like
as far as track and field goes.
He was hurting people.
Yeah, and even you kind of like you. He was one of the type that you would root for if you were USA. You would root against.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
This list is hurting me. Okay.
So at number 9.
Oh, it will. It'll. Don't worry.
Women's football. We have Marta. They gave Marta.
Yep.
Brazil versus in the 2007 World Cup semifinal, Brazil versus United States. Marta Sambaed around a USWNT defender before sending another American lunging. Oh, Sambad. I'm sorry. I thought that was supposed to be her last name. No, they don't give her a last name.
Yeah, no.
In the 2007 World Cup semifinal, like Cher.
Yeah.
Or Beyonce.
Kobe.
Or Webb.
There you go. I hear you. I hear you over there.
That's good.
I see what you did there.
That was smooth.
Let's go with an 8 just because of that. We're going straight to 8.
That was great.
All right, then. Number 8, we have Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
He's 8?
At number 8.
One of the greatest boxers.
Oh, my. Okay. Who the fuck's the top 5?
Oh, dude.
Number 7.
When you hear 3, you'll fucking shit your pants.
Number 7.
I promise you.
We got Michael Schumacher from Formula 1.
Yeah.
I don't even watch Formula 1.
I mean,
so
I have no
I don't even know how many accolades he
There's
has,
a couple of NASCAR drivers like near the top that I was like, I don't even fucking know.
All right. So we have women's or lady professional golf.
Yeah.
Annika Sorenstam.
Yeah, she's like the best.
She's still number 1?
She's at number 6.
Yeah, she's been as far as like in this time span that they're talking about, 20 years, most dominant.
First woman to play in a PGA Tour event in nearly 6 decades. God damn.
Yeah, she was
shot a first round 71, 74 the next day and missed a cut but beat 11 men.
She's a monster.
Okay. I'll roll with that.
Like I said, remember. Here's the thing.
I haven't watched.
The thing that kind of the thing that you got to think about too, like that everybody
from
needs
2001
to
to 2005.
It's most dominant in their sport, most dominant. So that's where you got to kind of make the judgment too.
Yeah. Not favorites.
I'm making judgments on most dominant. I'm with it.
No, because what a lot of people I've seen doing with this list has been like they think it's like the 20 greatest athletes period over 20 years, which that's not what it is. It's the most dominant in their sport over the last 20 years.
Aren't you the most dominant if you're the greatest?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's different ways of being dominant, or there's a way of being dominant, and there's a way of being good over time.
Yeah,
but we're saying great.
Yeah, like Ali. No, we're not saying great. We're saying most dominant. Like Ali's one of the greatest boxers of all time, but he wasn't the most dominant boxer of all time. You see what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why was he not one of the most dominant?
Because he ran into a lot of hurdles and a lot of people. Like he had some spots where he got his ass kicked.
Plus, like the prison time center kind of hampered his career too.
Yeah, you got to think.
Yeah, but before that,
he was dominant, he was greatest, yes, but not dominant, not most dominant.
Yeah, not dominant.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, dominant means I'm dragging your ass.
Like most dominant meaning like in the short.
We'll argue that at a different time. I would like to save that for another time to argue the Muhammad Ali dominant in greatness conversation.
Okay, fair enough. Hell, actually, let's see when his birthday is, so we could probably just aim it closer to there.
Okay. Nah, man, because you're not going to talk bad about Ali on his birthday.
It's not talking bad about him. It's not talking bad about him.
No, that's not at Webb. That's at you, Gary.
It's not talking bad about it. It's not talking bad.
I'm not having it.
It's not talking
Webb
bad.
Is respectful.
Sometimes the truth is real. Sometimes the truth hurts, baby.
Sir.
I'm just saying.
His
Hey,
hands hurt.
hey, you can still be the greatest and not be the most dominant. Period.
I don't see how that's possible. But okay,
He
keep going.
is.
Okay, well,
Trust
okay,
me.
we'll continue.
Like
We'll continue.
for you to be that greatest, you have to be dominating. Like I can't see
not
you.
every,
no,
not
you
day
don't.
in, day out.
No, you don't.
You don't. I mean, at the same time,
But
you
we're
could sit
talking
there and
about a
chart. You can.
specific like period. Like
Yeah, right.
like,
Exactly. You
you
got to
being
take that into
dominant. You're telling me for him to make greatest accolades, he wasn't dominant. It doesn't make sense.
No, because
Like,
here,
for
like,
you to be greatness, you have to be dominant.
wait
You
for the
can't
rest
be
of this
good and be
list.
greatness.
Wait for the rest of this
Yeah,
list,
wait
and you
for-
can
wait for
see
the-
why.
You'll
You
see
can
where it falls
My bad.
apart. Yeah.
You can see why we are saying what we're saying.
Yeah, you'll
based
see where
on
it
this
falls.
list.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, at number 5, we have Roger Federer,
Yeah.
tennis player.
Yeah, he's dominating.
Fed man.
All right. At number 4, from NASCAR,
This is where it started pissing me off. I was
we
like,
got Jimmy Johnson.
but it's still like it's dominant. He was dominant in the sport. Whatever.
Yeah, dominant in the sport, but just the sport in and of
Yeah,
itself.
exactly.
It's
You
like,
sit
how you gonna
down-
put that? How you gonna put that in the top
You
5?
sit down and turn left. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, granted, there's more to it than like driving 200 miles an hour, turning left. But
Do
still,
they say stats at all?
Jimmy Johnson's okay.
Yeah. How many championships he's won?
Won his first Daytona 500 in 2002, but then there's this. He routed off 20 top 10 finishes in 14 consecutive seasons.
Bagoosh.
Captured 5 straight championships from 2006 to 2010.
Right.
No other driver in NASCAR history has matched that feat. Qualified for every single chase in his career. No other driver has done that either.
That's dominating.
Pick a year, any year. Damn. Okay. Damn.
That's dominating.
I've
Like,
never seen an
that's-
article get confrontational.
Article said, bitch.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pull up.
Damn, yeah, that's basically what this article did. Just like pull up, pick a year, any year. It's like shit.
It's like,
okay,
excuse me, Mr.
All right,
Article.
so that's 4, right?
that's number 4.
Now watch 3.
Number 3
This shit.
from the NFL.
Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit.
We got Peyton Manning.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. Peyton Manning. The third. Okay, Brady's 20. I don't like the Patriots at all. Brady's 20.
Actually,
and he's going to defend him.
539 passing touchdown record, or NFL
okay with
record.
that.
71,940 passing yards, also a league mark. 186 wins at quarterback, the most in the NFL at the time of his retirement. A record that he held
I'm with that.
until last October, when foil and fellow ridiculously dominant QB Tom Brady seized that honor. Ponder the sheer amount of year in, year out greatness required to amass these numbers, those 539 touchdowns. He threw for at least 25 touchdowns in 16 seasons, 3 more than Brady. The 71,940 yards, he racked up 4,000 yard seasons before they were de rigueur. I don't know how to reaching that mark 14 times overall, more than any other quarterback. And every year from 1999 to 2004, when no other QB did so more than 2 times. The 186 wins, those can add up when you boost a .75 winning percentage or better against half the league. Dominating opponents, nothing out of the ordinary.
I got no.
Now, as far as this argument,
I don't see
when you present this argument, he's dominant. Like, well, granted that this is where we come back to this greatest versus dominant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, like with Tom Brady, if we were
Tom Brady shouldn't have been 20. So that Tom Brady should be top 10.
Yeah.
he should be top 10 as far as greatest. As far as greatest,
top 12.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dominant.
Thank you.
Top 12 dominant.
well, see, this is where that semantics come in. Like, as far as greatest, no question, I would view Tom Brady over Peyton Manning.
Absolutely.
Now, as far as dominant, based on what was presented,
Facts.
I could see.
Because-
Like, this took me a minute. This took me a second to process while I'm reading through this live.
I don't think this is fake. Like, I agree with it. Peyton Manning was more dominant than Tom Brady
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
but Tom Brady
during
is
that span.
greater.
Like, I don't see that as crazy. But, like,
I just like going against it because I fucking
Tom
think it's
Brady, I don't think
I like
should be
to be
20.
contrarian.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Tom Brady, I don't think should
stupid. I'm
be
usually
20.
not. Can I be for once?
Serena Williams shouldn't be. Serena Williams should be top 12 for sure.
Wasn't she 11?
She was I want to say she was 12.
15,
Hold on.
16?
She might have been 12. She might have been at 12.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Serena
trying to
Williams
think if
was
she-
number 12.
She was 12.
Okay, so I'm sorry if we're still complaining about Peyton Manning, looking at Tom Brady. His career numbers are nuts too. Brady claims more postseason wins as a starting quarterback at 27 than 27 franchises.
True.
His Super Bowl victories, 5, outnumber the all-time playoff win tallies for one team, the still newish Texans, and match another's, the not at all newish Bengals. Since 2006, Brady has 6 of the top 30 postseason QBR performances. His closest competitor is Peyton Manning with 3. And he has the top single-game playoff QBR of 98 versus Jacksonville in 2007. Unless you think Brady burns brightest only on the big postseason stages, his long-term success is also staggering. Since 2007, only 13 quarterbacks within their own branded cookbook have thrown at least 34 touchdown passes in a season, while Brady himself has averaged 34 touchdown passes for those years, and his 341-82 touchdown interception mark since 2007 is the league's best. What happened
This
there?
is number 3, right? All right. So here's my thing with I'm gonna agree that Peyton Manning is more dominant than Tom Brady in this sense.
Dominating.
Peyton Manning, from the position of QB, basically controlled all aspects of his team. Hell, I think he even helped coach some of do the coaching on their team. So he was running the meetings. He's telling the play callers yo, this is what we're doing. This is our playbook. He was dominating on the field and off the field because he has that tactician's mind and ability to read. And I'm not saying Tom Brady doesn't have a tactician's mind, but he was that dominant with no big name receiver. You know what I'm saying? Who you would feel are your average Joe, not average Joe, because he has some really, Marvin Harrison was a fucking great receiver. You know what I'm saying? But he had, he didn't have Randy Moss.
Well, here's the
Tom
thing.
Brady had Randy Moss.
Here's the thing.
Brent,
You know what I'm saying? Brent, do me a favor. Be very careful with saying that Tom Brady had anybody really crazy special, because one of the biggest things that Belichick has been able to do over the past fucking decade,
I was going to cover that,
is bringing literally a taxi driver and a comedian, pay him $500,000 and they scored 18 touchdowns.
Here's the thing.
Randy Moss was an outlier.
No, that year was an outlier, and they didn't win the Super Bowl that year also. Right. But he put up that padded his stats, so for sure. Yeah. But Peyton Manning's Super Bowl win was the first time a offense beat defense. Normally they tell you defense wins championships, offense wins games. That broke the example right there. Because they had an awesome offense, a freaking nature juggernaut offense. Their defense was so-so. They weren't a championship defense for real.
Who,
the Patriots have had
Who, the Patriots defense?
The Colts, the year they won the Super Bowl. Compared their defense to the other Super Bowl winning defenses, the Ravens and all that of those years, following years before and after, that team don't line up as the defense that's supposed to win that should win the championship for you, right?
God, it was
the Patriots. Jesus. The Patriots, with the way Belichick coaches, and he can literally swap people in and out.
Damn.
He prepares people to be great. He's taken receivers and made them play defense, and they were successful. So I would say a lot of that is his coaching and schemes. His defenses are normally always good. And most of the championships they won, they have a great defense who take care of business. Now, Tom Brady is definitely helping on offense.
Right.
But their defense is going to score. Their defense is going to get the picks so Tom Brady can get the ball back to score. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do that. And that's why I would say Tom Brady is a lot of a system. And he's naturally just good. But when we're talking about somebody putting it on a dime, on a tightrope, this and that, who's killing, whose teams are trying to get together to coordinate, how do we stop Peyton Manning from doing Omaha? Hell, we know what Omaha means now. That's how dominant it is. His audibles now are a thing. We know them. He was that dominant. And that's why I say Peyton Manning would be, I'm cool with him being 3.
Yeah, that works.
in this list are above Tom Brady for sure.
But Brady just needs to be higher, for God's sake.
Yeah, I think Brady needs to be higher. Okay, who's 2 and 1?
Yeah, so we went in this huge diatribe on number 3 and 20.
That's funny.
All right, so at number 2 we have LeBron James.
LeBron
James.
What's 1?
Oh, so we're gonna leave that at that. Okay.
Because it depends. Because he wants to see who's won. Because it's gonna matter who's won. That's why he asked first, because it matters. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, at number 1, we have Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, yes.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing that I find amazing about Tiger Woods catching number 1 on this list.
Okay.
Is because the whole idea is, like we said 1,000 times now, and what we started to discuss with Brent about Ali, is that the list is about most dominant over a period of time. Tiger just got back. He was gone. And like 250 on the international rankings for a few years, and he still got number 1.
It took him 3 years to stop being number 1. I want you to realize that when he went through the whole like injury, sex scandal, or not sex scandal,
that's
but
how good he is.
The having all the holes. He was still playing holes outside of the golf course. Like he's still getting his holes in.
Yep.
You got that? You like that? All right.
Yeah,
See what I did there?
Yeah.
All right.
We caught it.
It took them what, like 2 years? I almost want to say 3 years before he lost the number 1 ranked title.
Mm-hmm.
And he hadn't played consistently in 2 to 3 years. Like, that's how dominating he was.
It's amazing.
Tiger Woods was basically the golf version of I want to be like Mike. But Michael Jordan was at his prime. And everything in that, if you played basketball, you wanted to be like Mike. And if Tiger Woods apparently had a freaking shoe line, I'm pretty sure if he came out with a golf shoe line, everybody would have that damn that damn shoe. Right? He could be doing retro Tigers right now. If he went that route. You know what I'm saying? He made Titleist a thing. Like I know people who only play with Tiger hits.
Long fried
they
rice,
wear red polos now on Sunday.
Yeah, really. He's talking about the Chappelle Show bit.
Oh man.
So Tiger Woods is number 1. I agree with that. He's probably one of the most dominant people. I would move Usain Bolt up to 2 probably. LeBron James maybe to 4. Peyton Manning is 3. Serena Williams is 10. Okay. Tom Brady as 11. But there's no Kobe. But LeBron,
don't be raping.
This is what I'm gonna say. LeBron James is probably one of the most. He's definitely one of the most dominant players in the last 20 years. He's played 16 seasons.
He's insane.
The only asterisk I have for him is he plays in the softest conference side, where he gets to just run over people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does that to universally the whole NBA, right? Yeah. But he plays in the conference, so him getting to all the finals, this and that, kudos to him. He did his thing, but he ain't playing in the West like with Kobe in there. Like he ain't going up against where real talent is. Right?
You tired of
winning your division? I won't knock him this time. So all you LeBron James fans, he can have it. He can have his spot.
It blows my mind. It's insane. Like during his
Federer,
because they found out when they were talking about like some stats. I was listening to on one of the ESPN shows I always listen to when I was on my way back from Atlanta. Like when he was at Miami during his one of his main periods where he was wilding out, he was 280.
He was what?
He was 280.
You say 280?
That's insane.
Or 208?
280
pounds?
Yes. Can you imagine trying to guard that running downhill?
Yeah, that's why everybody runs. That's why everybody runs out.
I like how you said that.
It's literally like getting hit by. It has to be a fridge, like coming down some steps. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You don't want that action. You don't want those problems. Like that's legit.
That's why.
And that's why he scores 40 points, and 34 of them are all dunking the ball in layups because he's running over people who are $150, 6'1".
Right.
I give him a $180, 6'1". You know what I'm saying?
Children.
Like
children compared to him.
Yeah, he's dominating.
It's so funny because one of my favorite pictures.
But he ain't running over Shaq.
Well, no. Well,
you know
what
I'm saying? Like
one of my favorite pictures, like I love LeBron and just favorite sports pictures, is that one where Wade tossed him the alley-oop and he's like running off the court and Wade's got his hands up and LeBron's just like flying like behind him, like dunking the ball. It's one of those sports pictures that'll go in the history of like with like Ollie's Sonny Liston knockout, like where he's standing up, like it'll go in that like hall of like pictures. So it's such a fucking great picture. And it's so funny because that picture was like the first game of like the second round of the finals. Like it wasn't even like a really important game. It just that happened and it was like the perfect fucking like shot. It was amazing. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, like you said, like you can't guard that, man. It's 280. I'm 300 pounds. Yeah. And he's got me height wise.
You saw how dominant Shaq was at his time.
Oh, God.
I think it was 350, 320, 350.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Shaq was a freak of nature.
Yeah, it's insane, man.
Like Shaq was a freak of nature.
It's like, you want me to take the ball from him? Like, what do you want me to do?
Surprised
like, you want me to leave afterwards?
Messi and Ronaldo as dominance isn't high. Where's Tim Howard? That's what I want to know. Where the hell's Tim Howard as the goalie? Where's Crosby?
There were no hockey players on this, was there?
You know what I'm saying? Like Tim Howard as a goalie, what he did in the World Cup, and what he's done for both overseas and here, like he's probably one of the most dominant goalies in the last 20 years for sure.
Nice. Oh, with that said, kind of going off topic and transitioning.
My bad.
No, I was just gonna say. Apparently, and this is kind of like not really inside baseball, but just something I wanted to tell you, Brent. Apparently, we need to get to Atlanta for the Atlanta City soccer games because apparently they're fucking insane. Because they have them at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the new stadium, and apparently they pack it out with like 40,000 people like every game.
Here's my question: when's the next game?
I have to look up their schedule. But my cousin said he's been a bunch of times.
Tickets?
I would love. I mean, if I could get down to Atlanta that often, that'd be awesome. But apparently, like the way they've got it set up, it's supposed to be like it's like European games. Like they're fucking like packed every single time. And in that new stadium, they say it's amazing. Plus, their colors are dope as fuck.
You tell me when the next 2 or 3 games are.
Yeah, we'll make that trip.
And we'll make that trip. If it's a weekday, I'll take a day off. While I ain't got to teach a class, I will take a day off and we'll hit that up. Yep. But if we do that, you got to come to one of the Louisville City. Louisville City.
I'm getting the full membership thing for that shit.
All right, because I have season tickets this year.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get them too, especially by the time. Because I meant to get that.
You rock with soccer?
Never live. Never seen that before. No.
Really? Might be. Might like it.
Yeah,
you might like it.
Plus, Louisville's got their team, which is like basically like
we legit.
Yeah,
we legit.
Now, with that being said, before we get out of here, one more last thing I wanted to see. Everybody's seen the trailer for Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you guys think?
In it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. I had the first thing. So first thing I had to do, just being said, I had to go ahead and research who the hell that character was.
Which one?
Terry Crews's character.
Okay.
Interesting powers.
Which
almost
okay? So what was the character?
It's I think you say it, Bladum.
Blavity.
It's something weird. It's like it's a very weird name, but basically his power set is very mind control based. Like he can basically like make you feel like you're in like excruciating pain, or make you like he basically has a mind control element, similar, almost I guess, in a way, kind of similar to like some baseline powers from like what Professor X can do, like where he can
That's
like
interesting.
He
How
can
they
like
got
put,
a big buff.
Yeah, but he's all like even in the comic he looks exactly like that. The only difference is in the comic he has like a box cut. That's the only difference between like Terry Crews is like perfect. He's a big buff black dude, but he just has like a box cut.
Bedlam.
That's what it is. Bedlam. But yeah, apparently his like powers are mental based, but it seems like he has some strength based stuff too.
Okay, created in 1995 by John Francis Moore and artist Steve Epting. Okay, these are names I'm not familiar with. At first, Bedlam's mutant ability was only to project an electromagnetic field that could disrupt technology around him.
Yeah.
Later, he was given something of an upgrade, gaining the power to affect the neurochemistry of people nearby, projecting sensations of pain or confusion into their minds.
Yeah.
If Cruz Bedlam has the same set of abilities, he doesn't appear to be using them in yesterday's trailer.
Right.
Unless he's just projecting pain into that guy's head by just punching him really hard.
Exactly. And the thing is, the biggest difference, it seems like he has a Professor X can like obviously tap into the cerebro and like broadcast kind of like far out. It seems like he's very like close range.
Oh, that's a black character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like recast, like
No,
say
no.
Zazie Beetz playing Domino,
No,
which was an albino. So I don't know
Yeah,
why
she
people were
was
getting
kinda like-
upset.
yeah,
I
she
don't know
was-
why people were getting upset. It was like, oh, they got a black person playing a plain white, like a straight up absolutely white character.
Yeah, like a ghost, like a specter. But yeah, like, what did you guys think? I liked it.
It's all right. Yeah,
It's still, I mean, the kind of self-aware.
The dude that Deadpool's trying to protect, it looks like in the trailer. Like this chubby kid. He looks like Peter Parker's sidekick in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I thought it was the same actor for a second.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is true. I think it looks good.
It looks all right.
X-Force stuff. I like Zazie. I think Zazie is gonna be a perfect like counter to Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool.
Everyone's caught up on Atlanta so far. With that being said,
No, I gotta watch
okay.
last two.
Yeah, so it was more of a Zazzy's character. It was more her centric on this episode.
I like that.
Well, granted,
one.
it was still
The last
it was
season, I liked
it was her and what was her
Her and
what's her
Earn.
character's name in Atlanta?
Oh shit! Oh my god! It's
Okay.
weird because it's usually the reverse of this happens. Like I normally don't know the actor's name, but I know
Yeah,
their characters. But on this, for some reason, I guess because her name is unique.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that kind of it sticks with you regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, Atlanta. Pulling that up as we speak, trying to find that. Okay, but yeah, the last episode, this previous episode, a lot of people. Well, I only seen one person not like it. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it.
Right.
But it seemed like a very her centric episode. Well, not kind of her. Her and Earn.
Yeah.
It was mostly them, and just kind of like that dynamic between them, and just like a will they won't they type of shit.
Right.
Like they're gonna do.
See, I
continue to do.
I liked her episode in the first season a lot. The one where she smoked and she had to take that piss test.
Vanessa.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's Vanessa. Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing that was interesting while I was on my trip is getting to like really talk to my cousin about the show because he's grown up in Atlanta all his life. So he was like telling me about it. It's funny. He was like, I love it. He said it's hilarious. He said, but it's funny like seeing the locations that they're at and knowing exactly where like all those places are and like how they're like showing them and stuff. He said it's So it was funny like thinking about it from that route of somebody that like is personally like really connected to the show. But yeah, no, I think she'll be great in Deadpool. It looks like she'll be funny as far as like because he was like, we'll be
that's
called.
the chick?
We'll be called. Yeah, it's the same girl. Yeah, that's Zazie.
Oh, that's why I was like, man, she looks mad familiar.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't think of. I was like,
Yep.
I don't know where. And I knew it wasn't Smoking Aces. I was like, I
No,
don't
yeah,
know where.
yeah. But yeah, it was funny.
Before we finish,
Yeah.
for good, I got comments.
Okay, where he's like, no, I was just gonna say where he was like, we'll be called the X-Force, and she was like, isn't that kind
Derivative.
of derivative? He was like, absolutely. But here's the thing that I wanted. I was hoping he was going to do it, but after words of me thinking about it, I was like, they probably already had finished principal photography. I wanted him to make a Wakanda joke.
Oh,
I
when
was
he did
hoping.
that,
I was like, if anybody could do it, it'd be fucking Deadpool could make a Wakanda joke. And then
Could be another trailer.
yeah, I know that's true. But yeah, no. What was you going to say? Final comments from Brent as
On
we are about
that,
to get out of here.
I'm curious to see how this was going to shape up. I'm hoping that it's even better than the first one.
Yeah, the first one was so good.
I probably won't watch any more trailers until the movie comes out.
Yeah, I think I'm at that point too. Like
Well,
the fact
hopefully they
that
don't show anymore.
yeah, I mean the fact that we saw like all the X-Force characters too. Like I would have rather like I like the idea of like Terry Crews being a mystery. Like he was like in there for like literally like a millisecond in the last trailer before this one, and now he's obviously fully shown.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to see any more of the X-Force powers or anything else with like Cable. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
with that being said,
Hold on. Are we closing?
No, yeah. If you wanted, I thought you was gonna say something else.
Before we close. Now, I realized just now when we was talking about X-Force and powers and things like that. This weekend, still Friday, I actually went out. Like I went to, they got a grown-up spot where they play grown-up board games or grown-up games. So there was like Connect Four, Jenga,
Settlers of Catan.
Right. What do you call it? Beer pong, but they had like these little miniature buckets that you would throw it in with like a little kickball or ball that you would have for like a little kid.
Oh, nice. Okay. So it was like big. It was like big ass beer pong. It was like like a big.
So,
okay, yeah, that's awesome.
One of the homies from high school, Buddy, who's as he says, he gets paid to start fires for a living for the government. But he's
that could be coded as hell.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. It's like, was he based in California a lot? Or?
Right, No. He's
or was he like a Killmonger?
Virginia. I'm not gonna put the man's business out the street, but he came in town. I hadn't seen him in like a couple years.
Yeah.
You know, typically some of y'all know that if you out of town, you know, we close friends or whatever. I typically, you know, we go out. I'm gonna definitely get you a drink, right? Nothing else. I'm gonna get you a drink. I show up to your thing. I came out because he was in town.
Right.
He wanted a rock star shot. Have you ever had that?
Yes.
I'm sorry, no.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's made up of. That was one of the few times I didn't get to ask like what's in here.
It just appeared on the counter.
Well, I ordered them because I ordered 5 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. I don't know why I was ordering 5. Like, I mean, I know it was like 5 of us there. You know what I'm saying? But only like 2, 3 of them was, you know, or 3, 4 of them was like people's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know them like that.
Right.
Somebody was getting one on GP, and I'm not sure how that was going to happen. But anyway, they took forever. I dropped it down to 3. That I didn't know those things cost so much, but they light it on fire. I don't know what the mix is, but basically they light it on fire.
Yep.
It's on fire. You got to blow it out and then drink it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It tastes like sweet coffee.
Oh.
Like it tastes like coffee
Christmas.
and like coffee and like creamer or caramel. That's what it tastes like. Like a really smooth, sweet coffee.
That sounds good.
So I tried one of those this weekend.
Okay.
And I left grown-up adult game night and then went to a spot called Virtue. It used to be the Cahoots down here.
Okay.
I realized that I hadn't been out in so long that I was confused that the dude was playing everything from 2006. Like all the music was 2006.
Oh, okay. So.
And then he would go to like
senior year.
I guess all the music that was like 2018 or 17 that I have no clue about.
Yeah.
And like it was a bunch of people around, and I want to say it was at least 6 songs. Everybody was just standing there like with a shrug, like, why? What is this? Did you know this song? Like a girl asked me, she was like, do you know what this song is? Nah, I told her, I was like, nah, this is your generation's music.
And she slapped you.
Yeah, I was being disrespectful too.
You sound just like
I
a
was.
dude.
I was being disrespectful. Don't worry.
So you old whippersnappers, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was. You know.
Yeah.
It was that type of night. Like I was finally out.
Yeah.
You know, out of retirement, I'm out.
Right.
But now I will say, and I'm closing with this. One song, if you all can think of, when you go out that makes you either dance or have to rap, it gets you hype and you have to like rap the song or do the song, perform the song as if it's like one of the first times you learned the song. For me, it's what is it, Dreamcatchers? I wanna is that the right song?
Wait, the bag
Meek
right?
Mills. No, it's Meek Mills.
Oh, the intro.
Yeah, with the intro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which one? Is that
Dream
Dreamcatchers
Chasers?
or Dream Chaser?
Dream Chasers, yeah.
Which one?
That one comes on, right?
The intro.
Because then it goes.
No, I'm sorry, which Dream
then it
Chasers?
Oh, shit, yeah, which one?
switches
That's
and goes
2,
all
right?
hype.
That's 2, right? You talking about, hold on, wait
think
a
so.
minute.
You
Hold
thought
on,
I was
let's
Yeah,
finish.
that one.
Yeah. That's 2? I think that's 2.
Well,
That's all I
that
know
song.
from that song. It's like
That song came on. And I finally seen somebody Snapchat of me. And they recorded. Like I was on a couple people's Snapchat. I realized that later.
Yeah.
But because I'm rapping everything, and the DJ like ran it back like 4 times, but right before he hit the drop. So like I did that, and I was like, man, you don't get these bars for free. I ended up in this other chick's. I photobombed her Snapchat.
Yeah.
And wrapped all the lyrics into whoever her Snapchat was going to.
Yeah.
And then I think she pushed me.
Damn.
And I hit her with the Heisman.
Wait, like mosh push? Was it like a mosh push?
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is my Snapchat. Don't be in it.
Okay.
And then she tried to give me like a slow stiff arm, but she was real small and it didn't phase me. And I think I gave her like a Heisman pose, like
chop blocked her. You chop blocked her. Chop blocked.
Still rapping these bars.
Get out of here.
So that was funny. But can y'all think of a song that does that for y'all?
Knuck If You Buck probably comes to mind.
Yeah, Knuck If You Buck.
Knuck If You Buck.
That's a good one. Annie Up.
Okay. I can
Annie
see
Up.
Get that fool.
Yeah. Which you don't really hear
Specifically,
that
you're
out
talking
that
about in
much.
the club, right? We're talking about specifically in the club, right?
Yeah, you don't really hear that much.
When you're out. I'll say in the club or out. Like not what you can play on your own playlist. Like somebody's playing the music and you're listening to it.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I said "Knuck If You Buck." I know for a fact I'm gonna say that, but it ain't like only time I'm sitting there.
No.
Ain't too many clubs I've been to in a while that played "Knuck If You Buck."
Yeah, that's
what's
the thing.
another?
It's hard to think of a song that like people actually play.
Damn, because
Shoulder Lean.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
And Two Step.
So we're stuck. We're still in 2006, pretty much.
Now I'm finna
I'm not gonna lie. Well, Cardi B's. This is money's you. I'll rap that. I'll rap that bar for bar.
Not Cartier Barty.
Cartier.
No.
Cartier. I like that song.
It's okay. I didn't realize it didn't hit. I didn't care so much for it until I found out 21 Savage was in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's I'm fuck it. I'm a fan now.
Right.
I'm a 21 Savage fan now.
That's why I am too. He said, "Hey man, I beat the shit out of that nigga."
If I could ever hear
the Vice documentary is so
X
good, man.
from the Black Panther soundtrack or Paramedic, you'll probably see me crump and clown before that song. Like
he's probably crumping
in the middle of that song.
He could probably do that off of King's Dead too.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing though, man. We're about 5 years removed from being at the Swahili Lounge. You do realize that, right?
Oh, don't say that.
5 years removed?
Like 5 years before that'll be like where we'll be going.
Oh, jeez. Well,
I don't know what the Swahili Lounge is.
In Lexington.
It's
the
like
old people's spot.
It's the old people's spot.
Other than Jazzy's.
Yeah, exactly right. Other than Jazzy's, yeah.
These
which
things mean nothing to me.
The only reason I was able to sneak in there every now and then was because I was like a hop, skip, and a jump from where I used to be.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's always like older chicks that were sitting there just like, oh, let them in. Just like it's like, you heard a cougar.
let me in.
You let him in. You let him in.
Thirsty
Come
ass.
on. That's what I'm here for.
All right, guys.
Oh, so that's hole in the wall here.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Wait, is it literally called Hole in the Wall?
Absolutely.
The place is called Hole in the Wall. My first time at Hole in the Wall, they played the song Hole in the Wall.
Yeah.
At the Hole in the Wall.
That makes sense.
And I think I danced with some like 45-year-old lady. Like
somebody's grandmama, fool.
Hey.
Man, it don't matter. It was like, you ain't got to worry about. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I was about to say you ain't got to worry about birth control.
That's terrible.
What'd you say?
On that note, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Throw the grenade.
Man, run that back.
No, he said. At least
he'll hear it. No, let him hear it on the way when he listens back to it.
Yeah, you can't hear.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's an Easter egg for you this week. This week's Easter egg, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Brent, thank you for making it back in. I know
ain't no more eggs in the fridge.
I know you had to, Brent. I know you had to rush back from your trip. I appreciate you. Appreciate you making it back. Man. I appreciate you making it back, brother.
Oh, what's the contact, bro?
Man.
Yeah, what's your contact, brother?
Man.
Where can they find you?
Oh man, you can find me.
You can find me.
Man, you can find me probably about everywhere. Like, man, you can find me in this house doing all this damn homework.
I dig that.
But if you had to contact me, you can hit me up on LLCoolB22.
Word.
That's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. If you add me on Snapchat or Instagram or Twitter, and you're from the podcast, you heard me from a podcast, somebody else's podcast, say that. Like, let me know how you found me, how
Right.
you ran into me.
It's lurking.
Promote, say good job or you hate my opinion on whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say you want to pull up and fight me. Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. We're not doing that.
I got guns.
We're not doing that.
I got Tommy guns.
You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. Yeah, you can find me all those places, and hell, you might see me in Tennessee. Who knows? I might be popping up in a city near you because I'm about to be Brent's tour. LL's tour is about to start.
Word. Very nice.
And I'm about to be popping up hollering at folks. But how they find y'all?
Cool. I'm at K and Kid Swift on Twitter. I'm at Feature ASC on Instagram. Snapchat, don't worry about that because Rihanna shut that shit down, baby.
Oh, wait, we supposed to be off there?
Well,
we off that.
Well,
no.
The cool thing to do is to be off that.
Yeah, but so we still.
if you still lurking
cooler.
and shit.
Yeah, you still got to lurk. Like Wim always says, you still got to lurk. Brent, I do need you back on Warframe. Just throw that out there, and everybody else, if you have a PlayStation 4, add me on PlayStation. That is Kid_Swift88.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Kid_Swift88.
Okay.
Where can they find you at, brother?
Web859 on Twitter. Web.859 on Instagram. Don't worry about Snapchat. Like we said, it ain't cool anymore. Yeah. According to Rihanna. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much.
I let everybody down.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
OafDiscussions.com. OAF Discussions on YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, any other platform you can find podcasts on.
Right. With that said, later, guys.
Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been OAF Discussions. Please listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play now, Stitcher, audio episodes on YouTube as well. And so that's all we have today. Thank you very much for listening, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it. Peace.
There we are. OAF Discussions Pioneers.
Quickly
confirm.
Make the meme and then put the @big thing on there with the stupid little graphic like every other goddamn internet comedian does. We got to get these views, baby.